Hey guys, welcome back to another unboxing with the Mountain Bike Shed. We're going to go through a bike shop order. This week nothing particularly crazy in there, but we'll get into conversations about maybe why we ordered those parts. A lot of times things are going to be for customers on midweek orders like this, but we'll take a look through it. You can shop online at mtbshed.com and then follow all of our social media. Over here there is a sign. We do a giveaway every month. If you're in the live on Instagram or Facebook, we give away a prize pack, normally worth around $300, but we've given away an electric bike before, so all kinds of cool stuff coming up depending on how I'm feeling that month. But you can see all the details on a pinned post on social media. It's Instagram or Facebook. Look up Mountain Bike Shed or MTB Shed there. Make sure you subscribe as well. We'll always do something for different subscriber levels at YouTube. Right now we're trying to get to 300. That's so we can keep Smiley on the podcast. We'll do something at 500 and then so on and so forth. So always, if you're watching this video, do us a favor. We're just a local bike shop. So subscribe, help us get that out there. We can keep bringing you more content, more interesting stuff, more kind of background things. So we'll jump right into it now. I do have Linda in the bottom camera. I'll let you get a gander at her. So we're located in St. Louis, Missouri, in Eureka, which is West County, St. Louis. But as you can see behind Linda, we've got all the Gateway Off-Road Cyclist maps. Those maps are the 3 local trails here in the area. They're all about 2.5 miles from the shop at most. Some of the most popular trails in the area, Greensfelder County Park has about 25 miles, a little bit more than 25 miles of single track. It's behind Six Flags St. Louis. That's a kind of favorite for all the more hardcore mountain bikers and whatnot in the area, or anybody who's been doing it for a while. Greensfelder's in really great condition, ton of great work by Gateway Off-Road Cyclists. You can find these maps on gorktrails.com. You can become a member there. Membership's really cheap. If you ride any of our local trails, at least sign up for the membership for the year. It is a really good way to ensure that our trails continue to stay looking nice. Gork puts in so much work every year, so supporting them allows them to get more tools. It allows them to get now kind of materials, as we see at Bluffview Zombie. So yeah, behind Linda is also the Bluffview map. This is not up to date. A bunch of trails have actually been added since this time. So over at Bluffview, they do have a flow trail, Peckwood Flow, a few other cool things. Linda is getting comfortable and settled in. And then the other way on the highway, kind of the closest trail to us, as the bird flies, it's probably about 3/4 of a mile from us. I was steward there for a long time with Gateway Off-Road Cyclists. But Chubb Trail, most infamous trail, so that is a trail that's been around for a long time. So if you're in the area, ride bikes with us. I'll jump to what I'm supposed to be doing here, and that's going through our order. So first up, we have this is the Panaracer Gravel King. It's got anti-flat casing. This is just the standard Gravel King. So the SS is really popular. This is more of a street tire we brought in. Limited edition color, ginger, pretty neat. We've got a bunch of those in here. These are 700 by 32. We're getting into that season now where people are starting to get out on their recreational bikes and all those good things. So, the Gravel Kings have been very popular. They're a fast rolling tire. They've got a good casing on them to help keep you safe. And then colors like the ginger, they have like a blue color or purple, a lot of really cool different stuff from Panaracer on the Gravel King. So really neat tire, something to look into for your gravel bike, or yeah, basically your gravel bike, maybe for a road bike even. All right. I'll keep pulling Panaracers. This is the Gravel King Plus. So this is for kind of, I would say, more the mountain biker gravel type of person. You can see here pretty fast down the middle, but we've got these really good knobs. So if you do end up tapping, that's the tabletop clock. It thinks it's 2 o'clock. It is not. I have not set the time on that. But we are an authorized Casio G-Shock dealer, so come get your sport watches here at the shed. We also sell Garmin's, so all the wearables, their golf stuff. If you need fishing gear, any of that kind of stuff, we can get all those things for you here at the Mountain Bike Shed. So please reach out either through social or come in the shop or send me an email, do something. But anyhow, back to the Panaracer. So really fast on the middle, and those good control knobs give you confidence when cornering, whether it's on some double track or on gravel. So, but still pretty fast rolling down the middle. I don't ride gravel, I don't ride road bikes, but from what our customers have seemed to like so far, these Panaracers have, I've gotten really good feedback on them, especially with the Gravel King Plus. It's a really durable tire. It's really it's just a nice tire. Yeah, fast rolling, good control. Again, I can't speak to gravel tires too much because I don't have a ton of personal experience, but a lot of people that come into the shop that put a lot of miles on their gravel bikes tend to really like that tire. So pretty cool there. Next thing out of the box, Zoom. Again, we're getting into springtime, so a lot of recreational riders. This is an adjustable stem. Couple things to be mindful of if you do have an older bike that you're trying to make like your town cruiser or whatever it may be. You need to know 2 measurements. You need to know the measurement of your steer here, so whether it's an inch or an inch and an eighth, and then you also need to know the diameter of your handlebars. So if you're on a mountain bike, that's just going to be pretty standard. It's either going to be like a 31/8 or it's going to be a 35 mil. When you start getting into these kind of cruiser bikes, fitness bikes, you're going to have a lot of different diameters. This one happens to be 25.4 bar clamp diameter, or handlebar clamp diameter there. So be mindful of that. This is a 90 mil stem, or you can do a 110. So this is for a customer's hybrid bike that's in for service. But this is a Quill stem. So basically Quill stems, you've got this adjuster here. As you tighten the bolt, this gets wider and jams itself in there. That's how your handlebars stay in place on a threaded steerer. And this bolt up top here, if I can keep the box out of our way, the bolt up top is what tightens and loosens that. It's under that plastic cover. So that's how you adjust kind of the left and right of your fork. Very different system than the threadless ones that are on mountain bikes. So maybe you haven't messed with one of these Quill stems before. Anybody over the age of 40 has probably owned multiple bikes with it, but for some of the younger guys, maybe not. But either way, those come in 2 different sizes here, either an inch or an inch and an eighth. So make sure you get the right one if you are getting it for your bike, or bring it by the shop and we can get all that measured and fitted for you. So that's cool. Quill stem, how exciting. All right. We'll get maybe into some more interesting things here. We've done this one before. This is the Ardent Race 26. Ironically, we had a young man in this week. He's young, but little guy, and so he's still obviously on a 26-inch bike, but he wanted a more aggressive 26 than what we had. We bring in the race because typically people riding 26s are going to be either smaller riders, maybe a little bit more timid to say, but they're typically looking for a little bit faster rolling tires. So that's normally what we stock here in the shop. We do have a high roller here, but he wanted a fast tire, like maybe a Recon, something along those lines. Options nowadays are going to be pretty limited in shops or online even for a good quality 26-inch tire. Let me see, looking over there, we've got a regular Ardent 225, we've got a DTH, and then a high roller, and then we'll have a couple Ardent races on the wall for a little bit faster even than the Ardent. So that's nice. It looks like this is another Gravel King SS. So again, fast on the middle there, and then good knobs for the side. So we had a friend of the shop. She was doing a race out in Kansas City, so she actually went with this tire so that she could A, ride her bike to get to the race, and then B, actually ride in the gravel race. So she needed something that could kind of do both, and we had good feedback on that tire from her, so really stoked to get that moving with people. Linda's lounged out. I better change her camera angle. We'll do it with you guys. So yeah, visit some of the trails in the area. Go on Gork's website. All right. We'll continue to jump in. Looks like we have some more kind of service parts. It's an 8-speed shift lever from Shimano. Something to keep in mind if you are having to replace parts, you know, Shimano stuff goes with Shimano, Sram goes with Sram, Micro Shift goes with Micro Shift and Shimano. But, you know, manufacturers are going to recommend you keep everything the same. So that's all the way down to your chain, because everything is kind of built and engineered to work together, whether it's the ramping on the cassette, the shape of the links in your chain, all those things are going to really matter. So you should really err towards that. Now, can you make will a SRAM chain work fine on a Shimano system? Yeah, it'll work, but the drivetrain is going to work a lot better if everything is kind of set up or is the same brand all the way through. So keep that stuff in mind. Try to do that if you can. So yeah, that was an 8-speed Shimano lever. Nothing too exciting there. This is a Eagle GX. So we just sold a guy a GX yesterday, which is funny. We will typically recommend, let's see, get this on the underneath camera. We'll typically recommend upgrading to GX. If you're running an Eagle system, if you're running SX, you need to upgrade. If you're mountain biking, you need to upgrade that at minimum to NX. But even beyond that, it's $20 more for the rear derailleur on a GX rather than an NX. But if you're running SX, you absolutely have to upgrade that immediately, at least to NX, and really spend the $20 more and get the GX. The shifting is phenomenal with the GX compared to even the NX. And the SX, I'm not even sure I would call that shifting per se. That's a way to get 12 speed on a bike, but understand if you buy a bike with SX that you absolutely have to upgrade that almost immediately. I would upgrade both the shifter and the derailleur. Your cassette, who knows what that could be. They could have like a Sunrays on there where it's just a standard, you know, kind of 8 to 11 speed HG, because, you know, your standard free hub driver. It would be nicer if they had an XD on there, but you're not going to have a GX level cassette on there. So you will be a little bit limited on your upgrades. You can do the derailleur, you can do the shifter. Those are both really important. A lot of people kind of sleep on upgrading your shifter, but let's say budget's a little bit limited. You don't want to spend $135 on a new derailleur to upgrade your NX that's functioning fine. Then upgrade the shifter for like 50, 60, whatever it is. The shifter can make a big difference on how precise your shifting is going to be. The internals are built a lot of very differently. For example, like on Shimano, if you're on a Dior level, that shifter is going to have like bushings in there, opposed to, you know, you step up to like your XTs, your SLXs. The internals get upgraded, so like an XT is going to have actual bearings in there. So that's something you keep in mind. In the case of the GX rear derailleur that we sold last night, customer came in, he was looking for an NX. We of course had plenty of those here in stock. He broke his derailleur, had an issue with his cage. So, you know, we told him, go ahead and upgrade to the GX. You're going to get better performance. So I'm sure today he took that home. He wanted to work on himself, which is great. So we just sold him the part, and I think he'll appreciate the upgrade and shifting, kind of the crispness, the cleanliness of that should be really nice. So here we've got this is a 3x8. So Shimano 3x8 repair parts. Again, we're at that time of the year. Put this GX back in the box. Like I said, nothing too crazy. The last thing here, this was in the last order, so this must have came from a different warehouse, but we once again have the Fox Hightail jersey. This is in Dune. Again, this kind of mesh stretch material is not only going to be protective to keep you from cutting your shoulders up when you hit the dirt, but you've got this really nice neckline here. You can see kind of the seam there, you know, and just all the kind of seams on these shirts. you know, they stretch in the right places, they breathe correctly, they offer protection. This you can grab in shop. A host of other shirts are available as well. But yeah, come grab this. Mountain biking jerseys, often overlooked when it comes to you know, mountain bike gear and stuff that you need to ride your bike and be comfortable all summer long. It gets hot here in the Midwest. Linda, looks like she left us. She must have, I don't know what she's doing, but she's given up on the podcast. And that's the last thing here that we had in the box. So, you know, that's where we'll end things. We are doing the weekly podcast this week. Every Wednesday we try to post a podcast, kind of talk about local things that are going on. Sometimes we do bike reviews. You know, go back, talk with the mechanic in the back, or Smiley will join us as long as we hit 300 subscribers. So if you're listening at this point, if you're not subscribed, please do so. Yeah, we want to be able to keep Smiley around. We'll likely add somebody new to the podcast coming next week too. So that should be fun. Enjoy that. Some special stuff planned as we move forward this summer. The more subscribers we get, the more people who are watching these, the kind of more excuses we have to get the content out there and do more things and get more people involved. So really fun for you guys. I appreciate you watching to this point. Please subscribe, follow us on social, all that fun stuff.